What if harnessing the true power of daily gratitude could completely transform your life's direction? Imagine waking up each morning, not just wishing for a better day, but intentionally crafting it through purposeful thoughts, actions, and thankfulness. The blueprint to genuine success doesn't have to be a mystery. It begins with mastering a gratitude routine that fuels your passion and propels you forward. Inside these pages, you'll discover how to unlock your deepest purpose, stay present in the moment, and build a life filled with meaning and joy. The extraordinary awaits. Are you ready to live fully every single day? Act intentionally, live fully. A daily blueprint for success, written and published by Intentional Prosperity. Chapter 1. Ignite your inner purpose. What if you woke up tomorrow morning filled with a deep sense of certainty, knowing exactly why you're here and what you're meant to do? Imagine how your days would feel if you started each one fueled by a purpose that lights a fire within you, giving every action, big or small, a clear and meaningful direction. The truth is, most of us drift through life on autopilot, going through familiar motions and routines, but rarely pausing to ask ourselves what truly drives us. We wake up, tackle endless to-do lists, fulfill obligations, and sometimes collapse into bed feeling unsatisfied and unsure of what it's all for. The days blur together, and moments of inspiration can become few and far between. Underneath all the routine, there's a quiet longing, a desire to know that our actions matter and that we're moving forward for a reason greater than simply getting through the day. This sense of searching for something deeper is as universal as it is human. It's easy to feel lost or stuck in cycles that don't quite fit who you are or who you want to become. Often, the world encourages us to chase external symbols of success while quietly neglecting what brings real fulfillment. You might find yourself wondering if you're climbing the right ladder or pouring energy into things that don't actually bring you joy. The constant rush of modern life drowns out our inner voices, leaving little room to consider what actually sets our soul alight. When was the last time you asked yourself what you truly want from your life? Not just in terms of achievements or milestones, but at the level of purpose and meaning. Without an inner compass, it's too easy to feel as though you're walking in circles, chasing temporary pleasures or accomplishments that don't bring lasting happiness. But there is a powerful solution: igniting your inner purpose. This isn't a mysterious talent given to a select few. It's a mindset and a discovery that anyone can cultivate, regardless of where you are starting from. Uncovering your inner purpose doesn't require a dramatic life overhaul or a leap into the unknown. Instead, it begins with quiet, intentional reflections and deliberate choices made every day. Your purpose is not just an abstract idea. It's the underlying principle that connects your values, passions, and strengths to positive action in your everyday life. When you ignite your purpose, even the most ordinary day becomes infused with direction and drive. You'll begin to notice a new energy behind your actions, and life's challenges turn from insurmountable obstacles into opportunities for growth. The core idea here is simple yet transformative. By tuning in to your unique values and what brings you alive, and by intentionally fostering gratitude and self-awareness, you set the stage for genuine motivation. This sense of inner purpose renews your passion, provides clarity, and acts as a guiding star when decisions feel overwhelming. As you start building this foundation, you open yourself up to greater resilience, satisfaction, and even joy, no matter where your journey begins. Daily thankfulness, combined with mindful living, becomes the fuel that lights your path forward. In the next section, we'll explore how you can take practical steps to connect deeply with your inner purpose and let it inspire meaningful change in every area of your life. To begin building a connection to your inner purpose, start by setting aside a few quiet moments each day to reflect on what truly matters to you. The first action is to ask yourself honest questions about your values, passions, and strengths. Consider writing these thoughts down in a journal. Even a simple prompt such as, "When do I feel most alive?" or "What activities make me lose track of time?" can lead to illuminating insights. Once you have a clearer sense of your core values, intentionally observe moments during your day when your actions align with those values. For example, If connection is important to you, notice how you feel when you take time to engage with loved ones or help someone in need. If creativity lights your fire, pay attention to periods when you're problem-solving, brainstorming, or crafting something new. These little clues guide you to a deeper understanding of your personal motivators. The second step is to start a gratitude routine that magnifies your sense of purpose. When you begin or end each day by identifying a few things you're grateful for, especially when those moments relate to your personal values, you help reinforce your resolve and bring clarity to what energizes you most. Consider the story of Anna, a teacher who once felt stuck in a routine, uncertain if her work mattered beyond test scores or lesson plans. By making it a habit to recognize the impact she had on students each day, whether through a shared smile or a breakthrough, Anna began to see how her purpose extended far beyond classroom walls. This shift in focus lifted her out of autopilot and rekindled her enthusiasm for her profession. Similarly, imagine John, who works at a busy tech company but often questioned whether his contribution was meaningful. By journaling about what he appreciated each day, especially moments where his curiosity or initiative helped solve problems, he became more confident in his abilities and more aware of how his passion for innovation shaped his role. When you practice these steps, reflective questioning and daily thankfulness, you'll notice tangible benefits, a stronger sense of clarity about what drives you, greater energy for facing daily challenges, and deeper satisfaction in how you spend your time. As you gain momentum, you'll also start experiencing progress and inspiration, even in areas that once felt stagnant or overwhelming. The powerful combination of knowing your purpose and regularly expressing gratitude strengthens your commitment and helps you rise above negativity or doubt. Days that once felt aimless are soon layered with intention, and you build resilience to keep moving forward, no matter what. To make this transformation practical, try this exercise tonight or tomorrow morning. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, focusing specifically on how they connect with your core values or aspects of your purpose. Then, jot a few sentences about what kind of person you want to be and how you want to act today, shaped by those insights. Keep this practice going for a week and pay attention to your mindset and mood. Empower yourself to embrace your journey, understanding that discovering your purpose is ongoing work, not a single revelation. Whenever you feel adrift, return to reflection and gratitude. They will center you every time. As you complete this first step toward igniting your inner purpose, you set the tone for powerful growth. Next, you'll get the chance to design a blueprint for your ideal life, turning vision into actionable plans. Keep engaging with this journey, and remember, if you found value in today's insights, consider subscribing to the Intentional Prosperity channel, giving this video a like, or leaving your own thoughts and suggestions to help build our growing community. Your path to purpose has only just begun. Chapter 2. Design your ideal blueprint. What if you could see the finished version of your best life as clearly as an architect sees a building before the foundation is even poured? Consider the power that comes from starting each day with a vision not left to chance, but carefully crafted to fit who you are at your core. So many of us move through the world guided by vague hopes instead of concrete plans, reacting to whatever comes our way, rather than boldly directing the flow of our lives. This often leads to frustration and confusion, as we drift from one obligation to the next, never truly feeling that sense of satisfaction or accomplishment we deeply crave. You might find yourself wondering why, despite all your efforts and best intentions, the changes you desire always seem slightly out of reach or fleeting when they finally arrive. A common challenge people face is the lack of a clear and inspiring blueprint for their life. Without it, even the most driven individuals can fall into the habit of following routines or chasing goals set by others rather than choosing for themselves. It becomes all too easy to feel overwhelmed by daily distractions, or worse yet, steered by pressures and expectations that don't actually reflect your authentic self. As the days pass, you may notice your enthusiasm wane and your actions lose their spark. It's hard to stay committed to growth or gratitude when your vision is blurred. Perhaps you have experienced moments where you know you want something greater, but can't quite describe it with clarity or confidence. The excitement of new beginnings quickly fades, and progress feels like wandering through a dense fog without a compass. This is where the transformative power of designing your own blueprint comes into play. Instead of waiting passively for direction or inspiration, imagine taking the lead in crafting a life that excites and enriches you. Designing your life's blueprint is about name-checking your desires and intentionally mapping out the values, habits, and aspirations that define your ideal existence. This process begins with self-reflection and honest evaluation. It's not about following generic formulas or comparing yourself to others. It's about discovering what resonates with you on the deepest level. When you take command of your vision and sketch out what success looks like for you, the confusion and uncertainty start to melt away. You swap guesswork for purpose, distractions for focus, and anxiety for joyful action. The core idea behind creating an intentional blueprint is turning your deepest wishes and thankfulness into visible, actionable frameworks that guide your choices every single day. By doing this, every step you take is aligned with both your goals and your values. The benefits ripple outward. Clarity of purpose brings calm to your mind, makes decisions easier, and celebrates progress along the journey rather than just at the finish line. You'll begin to see opportunities where once there were obstacles because you now have a filter for what truly matters to you. Life becomes a series of deliberate actions supported by gratitude, insight, and intention. Designing your unique pathway is not reserved for the lucky few. It is an open invitation for anyone who dares to imagine, reflect, and act courageously. This mindset, once adopted, transforms your relationship with time, energy, and fulfillment, ensuring your efforts bear fruit in the most meaningful ways. To turn your ideal blueprint into a living part of your everyday life, start with a powerful exercise. Visualize your life exactly as you want it to be in all its details. Imagine, even just for a moment, your morning routine unfolding with purpose, your relationships thriving with connection, your work reflecting your strengths, and your evenings ending with a quiet sense of gratitude. Close your eyes and, without judgment, picture yourself filled with energy and peace, following routines that energize and ground you. Next, write this down in a journal, dedicating a page to describing a day that would feel truly ideal for you. Focus not only on what you do, but also how you feel as you move through the day. Don't worry about whether your vision seems practical at first. The point is to give yourself permission to dream and get specific about what you actually want. With your vision on paper, select a few elements that inspire you most. Then identify one small action you could take tomorrow to bring this vision closer to reality. For example, if your ideal blueprint involves starting the day with calm reflection rather than rushing, you might set aside 5 minutes upon waking for a gratitude meditation. If strong relationships are part of what gives your life meaning, consider making the habit of sending a thoughtful message or making a quick call to someone who matters to you. Take Sarah's story. She always dreamed of leading a more balanced and joyful life, but felt stuck in a whirlwind of obligations. By creating a blueprint list of her top values and daily actions, like morning walks, meaningful conversations, and dedicated time for reflection and trigging, she began implementing just one small change each week. The result was a steady transformation in her sense of fulfillment and energy. Instead of feeling spread thin, Sarah felt more present, grateful, and motivated by even her routine moments. The benefits of applying these steps go beyond daily satisfaction. You will start noticing momentum that builds from each small, intentional action. By repeatedly checking in with your blueprint and course-correcting when necessary, you develop resilience in the face of challenge, rather than feeling defeated by setbacks. Alex, for instance, aspired to start his own creative business, but was overwhelmed by the scope of change needed. He broke his vision into achievable weekly goals, such as outlining a business plan, seeking feedback, and celebrating small wins with gratitude. Each act, no matter how minor, made his vision feel within reach, and his confidence and enthusiasm grew with every step. To solidify these gains, commit to a practical exercise over the next 7 days. Each morning, read over your ideal day description. Then choose one small, specific action to practice that aligns with your chosen blueprint. Reflect each evening on what this shift brought to your day. Did you feel more focused, more thankful, or a bit more fulfilled? Recognize that your blueprint is a living document. Life changes, and so can your vision. So revisit your plan regularly and adjust it in response to your growth and new aspirations. Let this chapter be your invitation to move from wishing for change to actively shaping it, no matter how gradual the process might seem. As you build confidence through these purposeful steps, you become both the architect and the builder of your reality, supported by your values and daily gratitude. The next chapter will help you set bold daily intentions that turn these hopes and blueprints into consistent, meaningful action. If you found inspiration here, consider subscribing to the Intentional Prosperity channel, clicking the like button, or sharing your personal blueprint ideas and suggestions in the comments. Every step you take shapes the life you are here to build. Chapter 3. Set bold daily intentions. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to accomplish so much and yet move through their days with a sense of calm confidence? Imagine waking up every morning infused with clarity, knowing exactly what you hope to create, experience, and give. That each action holds real meaning and brings you closer to your ideal life. Most people begin their day in a rush, reacting to whatever demands surface, checking notifications, or getting swept up in routines nearly before their eyes have fully opened. This automatic mode might help you get through tasks, but it rarely leaves you feeling fulfilled. Instead, you reach the evening realizing you've been busy without making any true progress toward what matters most to you. The challenge many people face is drifting through days with no clear focus or direction. Life is loud and relentless. Competing obligations and unexpected surprises can quickly claim all your attention. It becomes easy to lose sight of your dreams, to get trapped in cycles of reaction rather than creation. Sometimes your desires get buried under chores, crises, and endless scrolling, and you get to the end of the day wondering where all your time, energy, and optimism have gone. In this digital age, distractions are everywhere, and it's almost impossible to feel intentional if the current pulls you along. Every time you postpone your dreams, even for small, practical reasons, you send yourself a message that your deepest goals can wait, and over time, the habit of waiting breeds regret and frustration. The transformation begins when you choose to set bold intentions every single day. Setting intentions is not the same as jotting down endless to-do lists or vague hopes for self-improvement. Instead, a bold intention is a clear, purposeful choice about how you want to focus your attention and energy, guided by the vision you began designing in the previous chapters. Setting intentions invites you to treat your day like the precious, one-of-a-kind opportunity it truly is. It connects your actions with meaning and gives each decision context, direction, and fuel. A bold intention anchors you in the present, so rather than being blown around by circumstance, you can steer your own course, regardless of what comes your way. The core idea behind setting daily intentions is that focused energy creates momentum and amplifies your sense of agency over your life. When you clarify not just what you'll do, but also who you want to be and how you want to show up, you transform ordinary hours into building blocks for progress and fulfillment. Imagine the confidence of starting your day by declaring a personal aim, such as, "Today, I will approach every challenge with patience and gratitude," or "Today, I intend to nurture my creativity, no matter what happens." By repeating this practice, you retrain your brain to notice opportunities, align your emotions with your purpose, and minimize time wasted on distractions or regrets. Each intention becomes a quiet promise, reminding you throughout the day to reset and realign, so you end the day with a deeper sense of purpose and pride. This powerful habit turns hoping into doing and dreaming into living. To turn the art of setting bold daily intentions into a transformative habit, you begin by carving out one quiet moment each morning before distractions rush in. This space does not need to be elaborate. A few minutes at your bedside or with a warm drink at the kitchen table will do. The first actionable step is to pause and ask yourself, what quality, mindset, or achievement do I want to guide my day? Write down a single, powerful sentence that captures how you want to move through the next hours. For instance, you might decide, "Today, I will listen deeply to those around me." Or, I choose to tackle every task with gratitude and perseverance. The key is to select an intention rooted in your personal vision and values so that it feels meaningful and motivating. Once you have your intention, repeat it aloud or silently to anchor it in your mind. Throughout the day, whenever you face choices or challenges, remind yourself of that intention. If distractions creep in or setbacks shake your confidence, let your intention act like a compass that helps you recalibrate and refocus. Imagine Jen, a busy team manager, who often felt like she was just surviving her days rather than living them. She began her mornings with intentions such as, I will bring positivity to each meeting, or, today, I lead with personal integrity. Quickly, her interactions at work changed. She approached her team with more patience, offered genuine praise, and sparked creative conversations. She noticed a boost in morale, not only her own, but among her colleagues as well. For another example, consider Raul, a graphic designer who struggled with anxiety and a wandering mind. He made it a habit to set an intention every morning before starting work. Today, I embrace creative flow and allow myself to be present in the process. He would say. On days when projects didn't go as planned or inspiration seemed scarce, his intention helped him breathe, regroup, and keep trying rather than fall into perfectionism or self-criticism. Over weeks, Raul observed not only an improvement in his designs, but also a growing pride in his ability to weather tough moments with resilience and more self-compassion. Embracing the daily practice of intention setting offers more than short-term improvement. You experience a greater sense of ownership over your choices, a clearer connection to your goals, and far less time wasted on doubt or distraction. With repetition, these intentions reinforce a habit of presence and gratitude, guiding you through favorable days and difficult ones alike. Your self-image strengthens as you watch yourself honor the aims you set, and as your life subtly yet powerfully transforms to match your chosen direction. As you conclude this chapter, carry this forward with a practical exercise. Each morning for the coming week, set aside 5 peaceful minutes to write down your bold intention for the day. See how it impacts your mindset, your conversations, and your sense of accomplishment when the day is done. Remember, every new intention is one more brick in the foundation of your ideal life, built step by purposeful step. You are creating momentum, not just marking time. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to harness the ripple effects of daily habits to keep your progress alive and your motivation high. If today's insight sparked motivation or clarity, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel. Give this content a like and share your favorite intentions or feedback in the comments below. Each act of intention helps us inspire one another to accomplish more and to live more fully every day. Chapter 4. Create momentum through habits. Have you ever watched a snowball gather speed and size as it rolls down a hill? Now imagine your own progress working in the same way, picking up momentum until change feels unstoppable. The truth is, true transformation rarely comes from single, spectacular efforts. Instead, it emerges from the compound power of our habits, those small, repeated choices that over time reshape our days and ultimately our lives. Many people dream of making lasting change, only to find themselves faltering once initial excitement fades. Perhaps you, like countless others, have set huge goals or bold intentions, felt a surge of enthusiasm at first, but soon found yourself slipping back into old routines when motivation waned or life got in the way. It's an incredibly common experience to feel stuck in cycles that no longer serve you. You may start each week filled with energy for personal growth, healthy living, or more gratitude, but after a few days, the demands of daily life pull you back. The problem isn't a lack of desire or vision. It's rooted in how human beings naturally return to what's comfortable and familiar, especially when faced with stress or fatigue. We sometimes expect progress to come from grand gestures or require constant willpower, only to be disappointed when our motivation falters. This can lead to frustration, guilt, and a sense of helplessness. You might wonder, why do I always fall back into the same patterns? Or, will I ever make the changes I dream about last beyond a few days? Without the support of empowering habits, your intentions risk becoming wishes that drift away with each new challenge. The solution lies not in willpower alone, but in the strategic creation of habits that build and support your vision every single day. Building momentum means arranging your environment, your routines, and your thoughts in a way that makes it easier for you to choose the actions aligned with your goals, even when your motivation is running low. Transformative change comes through the repetition of simple, achievable steps, micro-actions that stack up and gain power with each cycle. Instead of exhausting yourself aiming for perfection, you build reliability into your daily life, letting positive choices become automatic over time. It's less about one monumental effort and more about setting up a domino effect where each small habit unlocks the next and keeps you moving forward. The core idea here is that consistently chosen habits are the lever that moves even your biggest dreams closer, often without you needing to muster up constant inspiration. Every time you reinforce a positive habit related to gratitude, health, or focus, you make the next instance easier and the momentum grows. Your actions become part of who you are, and progress no longer requires constant decision-making or inner negotiations. Imagine a life where daily gratitude, self-care, or learning happens almost effortlessly, creating an upward spiral of achievement and fulfillment. When you shift your energy from forcing change to tactically supporting change through habits, you find yourself propelled by routine rather than caught in cycles of guilt or self-doubt. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and the changes you've struggled to maintain finally start sticking, transforming not just individual days, but the entire trajectory of your personal journey. To create real momentum with habits, start by choosing just one simple behavior that aligns with your larger vision and gratitude practice. Focus on an action that is so small and manageable it feels almost too easy to ignore. For example, if you want to develop a gratitude habit, commit to writing down just one thing you appreciate in a notebook every evening before bed. By making your starting point achievable, you remove the mental resistance that often stops change before it can begin. Pair this action with something you already do each day, like brushing your teeth or making morning coffee. This connection, known as habit stacking, leverages your routine to gently anchor new behaviors, making them feel much more natural and less forced. Consider the story of Michael, who wanted to incorporate more thankfulness into his daily life, but struggled to find the time or motivation. Rather than overhaul his schedule, he decided that every time he closed his laptop for the night, he would pause and say out loud one thing he felt grateful for. Within a few weeks, this small act became second nature, effortless, and even enjoyable. As Michael's habit solidified, he noticed himself naturally searching for more positive moments throughout the day to savor and share in his evening routine. The ripple effect was clear. He felt lighter, his outlook grew more optimistic, and even his relationships improved as he became more present and appreciative. After your first step feels easy, gradually build on this habit. Add another manageable action, like expressing your gratitude to someone else each morning, or setting aside 2 minutes for quiet reflection. Small adjustments, practiced daily, create a chain that fuels ongoing progress. Anna, for instance, wanted to prioritize her well-being but was easily discouraged by big changes. She began simply by stretching for 3 minutes after getting out of bed. Once this habit took root, she extended her morning self-care practice by adding 2 minutes of journaling about moments she valued. Over time, she experienced a gentle energy that lasted throughout the day, made better decisions, and steadily transformed her mood. The benefits are significant. As these easy habits stick and multiply, you'll notice steady movement toward your goals, where in the past there was frustration and backsliding. You gain a dependable base to build confidence, consistency, and even joy. Positive choices become default actions, not monumental efforts, and momentum grows as each habit fuels the next. Most importantly, you start viewing progress as the sum of small wins rather than waiting for giant leaps. To begin, try this practical exercise over the next 7 days. Choose a single, small habit, one that supports your vision and gratitude practice. Commit to it at the same time each day, pairing it with an existing routine. Record your consistency and reflect each evening on how this simple action made you feel or shifted your thinking. Allow yourself to celebrate these daily wins, however minor they may seem. They are the seeds of your bigger transformation. As you end this chapter, prepare to focus your energy even more powerfully by learning how to identify and invest in what matters most. Next, we'll discover the skill of channeling your time and energy for maximum impact. If you found today's motivation helpful, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this content, or share in the comments which habits you're ready to nurture. Your momentum begins with these first simple steps, leading to successes far greater than you can imagine now. Chapter 5. Focus energy on what matters. Imagine if every ounce of your energy each day flowed directly toward the activities and people that genuinely fulfill you. Picture a life in which you end each evening satisfied, not because you were endlessly busy, but because the time and attention you spent matched your deepest priorities. In a world that constantly demands more of us, from urgent messages to competing responsibilities, so much of what drains us is not overwork, but the scattering of energy on things that ultimately leave us empty. We begin our days with good intentions, determined to make progress on our important goals. Yet by lunchtime, our focus has been hijacked by notifications, distractions, or the endless stream of low-priority tasks. Instead of experiencing clarity and purpose, it's common to feel scattered, depleted, and unsure if anything you did really moved you closer to the life you want. Most people know what it's like to crave a sense of significance in their days, wishing their work, commitments, and relationships felt more meaningful. The challenge, though, is rarely a shortage of time. It's the invisible tax of constant interruptions and the weight of activities that don't add value. You might recognize an exhausting pattern, saying yes to requests that don't align with your goals, spending hours on busy work that barely matters, or never quite finding the mental space to pursue what lights you up inside. Even small distractions chip away at our ability to enter a state of focused flow, where creativity and satisfaction happen. Frustration and self-doubt often creep in, making us believe the problem is our own lack of self-discipline or inability to keep up. With so many competing demands vying for our attention, it's easy to stray from the path that brings growth or joy, and to mistake motion for progress. There is a powerful, liberating solution. Learning to consciously direct your energy toward what matters most, while letting go of what clutters your mind and calendar. This is not about becoming perfect or saying no to everything, but about developing clarity around your true values and highest priorities. When you become intentional with your focus, you transform your days from being busy for the sake of busyness into purposeful journeys shaped by choice rather than chance. The art of selective focus allows you to prioritize essential tasks, honor micro moments that align with your gratitude practice, and build boundaries that protect your time and emotional well-being. Just as a laser focuses scattered light into a beam capable of immense power, you can concentrate your attention to fuel deeper fulfillment and real progress on your dreams. The core idea is that your attention, like your time and energy, is finite. By consciously investing it in your highest priorities, you make each effort more meaningful and every small step more rewarding. Deliberate focus is the key to creating flow, cultivating gratitude, and seeing real results instead of emptiness at the end of a long day. When you bring purpose to your focus, you multiply the impact of each choice in work, relationships, and personal growth. You'll find that not only does this gentle discipline free you from overwhelm, but it opens space for inspiration, creativity, and genuine connection, making every day feel more worthwhile, one intentional moment at a time. To focus your energy where it matters most, start by identifying your true priorities in life. Take a few minutes each night or morning to reflect on what really mattered to you the day before. Make a short list of 3 activities, moments, or people who left you feeling fulfilled or aligned with your values. Notice any patterns that develop. These patterns point straight to what deserves more of your attention, even if daily pressures have been pulling you in other directions. Once you know your real priorities, the next step is to set clear intentions for your time and efforts. Before you launch into your day, choose the top 1 or 2 areas you most want to invest your energy in, and decide as best as you can to protect those windows from distraction. As you move through your day, practice mindful awareness of where your focus drifts. If you catch yourself getting lost in busy work or unhelpful distractions, pause and gently remind yourself of your chosen priorities. For example, Mark, a software engineer, struggled for years to finish his own creative projects outside of work. He started a habit of beginning his mornings with just 20 minutes dedicated to his highest priority task, writing code for his own app, before checking his work email or opening any social feeds. Not only did he make steady advances toward launching his dream product, but his sense of personal accomplishment improved his focus at his main job. Emily, a mother and part-time teacher, had a habit of saying yes to nearly every request until she felt burned out. By setting new boundaries, such as dedicating weekday evenings to family and redirecting requests during that time, she gave herself permission to invest fully in what brought joy and deeper connection. The impact was immediate: more laughter at family dinners, less stress, and the quiet confidence of living in accordance with her truest self. You will notice significant benefits as you apply these steps: a refreshing clarity about how to invest your energy and time, less stress from overcommitment, and stronger results in your most valued areas. You will be able to give better attention to your work, relationships, or learning instead of feeling spread thin and unsatisfied. With practice, distractions and energy drains lose their grip, making space for more moments of creative flow, gratitude, and growth. You no longer base your sense of productivity on how much you did, but on how intentionally you invested your energy into your chosen priorities. To help cement this change, try this practical exercise over the coming week. At the start of each day, write down one key area, a goal, relationship, or habit that you choose to give your best energy to. When the day ends, honestly reflect on how you did. Celebrate even small efforts and gently course correct if distractions pulled you away. View your progress as continuous and self-compassionate rather than chasing elusive perfection. The ongoing practice of noticing, choosing, and honoring your real priorities will build into a lasting skill that lifts every area of your life. As we wrap up this chapter, get ready for the next step in your momentum journey, developing resilience and continuously growing even when challenges arise. Next, you will discover how to adapt and persist, making sure your progress stands strong over time. If this chapter helped clarify what matters for you, be sure to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, like this video, and share your favorite strategies for focusing energy in the comments. Each step you take is a step closer to a life filled with meaning and satisfaction. Chapter 6. Adapt, Grow, and Persist. What if every obstacle in your life could secretly become the driving force behind your greatest achievements? Imagine a version of yourself who welcomes setbacks, not with frustration or fear, but as opportunities to learn, strengthen, and evolve. In reality, change is constant, and success rarely comes without challenges or moments of uncertainty. When life doesn't go as planned, it's all too easy to lose your way and feel discouraged. You might pour your energy into creating new habits, focusing on priorities, or nurturing your sense of gratitude, only to run into unexpected disruptions or periods where progress stalls. The excitement that once powered you forward can drain away in the face of criticism, failure, or sudden shifts in circumstances. Over time, repeated obstacles or slow results may make you doubt your ability to keep moving forward. Many people know too well the pain of seeing their plans go off track or hitting a wall just when things seem to be going well. Sometimes it's a loss, an unexpected responsibility, or even your own inner voice questioning whether change is really worth the struggle. You may have found yourself promising, "This time I will stick with it," only to falter again when motivation fades or when stress and setbacks show up. The pressure of rapid change or constant striving for perfection can leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and tempted to give up altogether. It's completely normal to want to avoid discomfort or resist growth when it feels threatening to what's familiar. Yet life demands we adapt. If you let setbacks define your journey, every bump feels like proof you're not meant to succeed. But what if every challenge was simply feedback, a necessary part of your growth story rather than the end of progress? The transformative solution lies in intentionally adopting a mindset of adaptability, ongoing growth, and persistence no matter what comes your way. Instead of seeing setbacks as permanent failures, treat them as information, signals about what needs to shift, improve, or be viewed through a new lens. Commitment to growth is not about perfection, but about the courage to keep showing up, learning, and trying again, even when the outcome is uncertain or progress is slow. When you invite flexibility and persistence into your self-development journey, obstacles lose much of their power over you. Rather than clinging to a rigid plan, you can pivot, adjust, and recalibrate without losing sight of your intention or your gratitude for what you have and what you're learning. The heart of this solution is understanding that real personal growth is rarely a straight line. By normalizing setbacks and embracing adaptability, you train yourself to handle challenges with greater calm and creativity. Challenges transform from threats into stepping stones as you accumulate wisdom, emotional strength, and new perspectives each time you rise after a fall. Persistence becomes less about willpower and more about a gentle determination to value the journey itself, trusting that every small effort, learned lesson, and renewed attempt is shaping you into the person you want to become. Adopting this perspective fills your days with resilience, brings back your optimism, and builds a steady momentum that doesn't depend on external conditions. You move forward not through sheer force, but through grace, ready for whatever comes next. To bring adaptability, growth, and persistence into your daily life, start by reframing how you see obstacles. When something goes off course, take a moment to pause instead of reacting with frustration. Ask yourself what the situation is teaching you and what new direction it might be pointing you toward. Try writing down a quick note each time you face a setback, describing the lesson or potential opportunity it holds. This practice shifts your mindset from criticism to curiosity and keeps your focus on what you can learn and adjust, even when progress feels far away. The next step is to set tiny, flexible goals for yourself, rather than holding fast to plans that may no longer fit your reality. When you make your goals adaptable, it's easier to stay engaged and committed, no matter what surprises come your way. If, for example, your schedule changes and you cannot manage your usual morning gratitude routine, look for another window in your day, even if it's just 1 minute before bedtime. Flexibility keeps you grounded in your intentions, even as you respond to changing circumstances. Consider how this looks in real life. Maria, a young father and longtime runner, was sidelined for weeks by an ankle injury. Initially, he felt defeated, fearing he would lose his fitness and momentum. Instead, he decided to seek a new opportunity in the challenge and switched his morning energy into stretching routines and brief gratitude meditations. This small adaptation helped him maintain a sense of progress and encouraged him to appreciate other aspects of his health and life. When his injury healed, not only had he preserved his routine, but he had also gained a deeper sense of self-compassion and greater emotional resilience. Or, take Shamira, an entrepreneur, who launched her business only to face unexpected market setbacks just a few months in. Instead of giving up or stubbornly doubling down on what was failing, she used feedback from her clients to pivot her strategy. She learned new skills, adjusted her approach, and gradually rebuilt, turning her initial setback into a period of creative growth and long-term success. As you incorporate adaptability and persistence, you will notice that setbacks begin to lose their sting. Each challenge becomes an invitation to grow stronger, more flexible, and more self-assured. The discipline of persisting, one tiny step at a time, builds character and quiet faith in your ability to weather any storm. Prioritizing progress over perfection also relieves the pressure and discouragement that come from aiming too high too fast. You will experience a profound sense of resilience and a deeper gratitude for the small wins, even on the toughest days. For a practical exercise this week, whenever you encounter a setback, take 1 minute to write down what you learned and one action you can try next. Keep a small journal to track your adaptations, noting each time you pivot or persist. Reflect on the progress you make from lesson to lesson. Let this period teach you that growth isn't just possible during ideal days. It happens most powerfully in moments of adversity. Looking ahead, you'll find new energy in celebrating small daily victories, the very topic of our next chapter. Get ready to discover the hidden power of appreciating your own progress. If you've been inspired to keep growing stronger, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, rate this content, or share how you've adapted in your own journey by commenting your story or suggestions below. Let each obstacle you encounter fuel your forward momentum. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 7. Celebrate small daily wins. Can you imagine if every day you paused, even for a moment, to recognize just how far you've come? What if you stopped waiting for balloons at the end of the race and instead threw yourself a little celebration every single step of the way? Many people assume that transformation only matters when you reach the finish line, when the big goal is checked off, the milestone hit, or there's outside applause to prove your efforts were worth it. Yet if you look closely at the stories of the most resilient, joyful people, you'll find their secret isn't only in major achievements, but in their ability to notice and savor small victories that others might overlook. It's easy to fall into the belief that you should save celebration for truly extraordinary days. The trouble is, most days are ordinary, and waiting for only the spectacular moments can drain your motivation and overshadow all the progress you're steadily making. The challenge so many face is a relentless feeling that nothing is ever enough. You may put in consistent effort, building habits, staying patient in setbacks, being grateful in your journey, yet wonder why joy feels fleeting or why your focus slips easily into patterns of self-criticism and comparison. It's common to feel as if all those little steps or minor improvements are too small to matter, so you move right past them on the way to the bigger prize. Over time, this mindset breeds frustration, drains hope, and leaves you unrewarded, no matter how much effort you invest. There's always another level to reach, something more you should do, and the present moment, the only true place for contentment, keeps slipping through your hands. Without stopping to acknowledge progress, you risk feeling like you're running hard but getting nowhere, and the distance to your goals appears endless. But there's a transformative solution that shifts your energy and unlocks more motivation than any outside approval ever could. Instead of waiting for the giant payoff, make it a conscious practice to celebrate every win, no matter how minor, every single day. This habit isn't just about cheering for yourself. It rewires your perspective so progress is no longer something distant, but something alive and ongoing. By appreciating small successes, a completed workout, a difficult phone call handled with courage, a single kind word, or one peaceful breath in a tough moment, you fuel your own sense of capability and hope. You teach your mind to focus on abundance and possibility. The core idea is simple but deeply powerful. Joy, motivation, and satisfaction grow when you recognize and reward progress, however small. When you acknowledge your wins, you cultivate a spirit that refuses to measure life only by endpoints and learns to find meaning on the journey itself. This approach shifts the atmosphere within you, making every effort feel worthwhile and every day a landscape of progress ready to be noticed. Over time, celebrating small wins helps you build the resilience to tackle larger goals, because your confidence becomes anchored in a continual stream of affirmation and gratitude. You start to see each day as filled with reasons to celebrate the person you are becoming. To embrace the practice of celebrating small daily wins, begin by defining what a win truly means for your current season of life. Wins do not need to be grand achievements or public recognitions. They can be as simple as sticking to your morning routine, completing a task you have postponed, or responding with patience in a stressful situation. Set aside a few minutes at the close of each day to consciously remember and record these moments. This simple but intentional act shapes your perspective, training your mind to notice progress instead of brushing it aside. In a small notebook or even on your phone, jot down at least one thing you succeeded at today. Even if your day felt ordinary, look for subtle victories, following through on a healthy choice, resisting an old unhelpful habit, or brightening someone's day with a smile. Illustrate this with Alex, who during a period of self-doubt started the habit of acknowledging one accomplishment before he went to bed. Some days, his win was getting out of bed early to meditate. Other days, it was listening without interrupting during a tough conversation at work. Within weeks, this new ritual began to reframe his attitude. The more he noticed small successes, the more confident and capable he felt, even when larger projects were unfinished. Or consider Hannah, a busy mother who was often hard on herself about not doing enough. When she adopted a family wins jar on the kitchen counter, she encouraged everyone at dinner to add a note about something they were proud of from that day. The energy in the household shifted from criticism to encouragement, and each person began to see the impact of their daily efforts, no matter how minor. The beauty of this practice is that it creates a positive feedback loop that fuels greater motivation, resilience, and well-being. As you regularly acknowledge what you're accomplishing, your mind becomes primed to notice opportunity, progress, and growth, rather than fixating on shortcomings or what remains undone. This sense of steady forward motion keeps your spirit buoyant, especially on days when things feel slow or setback seems close by. Momentum builds as you remind yourself that every positive step, however small, is an investment in your continued development. Now, try implementing your own daily wins ritual. Before you finish your day, pause to recognize at least one action, decision, or moment you felt proud of or grateful for. Write it down or share it with someone close to you. In moments when your motivation dips or self-doubt creeps in, return to your list for a reminder of your progress. Celebrate each entry, understanding that every win, big or small, is shaping your story of growth and success. As you prepare for the next chapter, get ready to explore how embodying your idea of success and living your values can enrich every area of your life. If this chapter inspired you to start celebrating your journey, don't forget to subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel. Hit like or share your favorite daily wins or suggestions for future topics in the comments. Each step toward joy and gratitude today lays the groundwork for the fullest version of your life tomorrow. Chapter 8. Embody Success, Live Fully. What if living your dream was not a far-off goal, but something you could experience today, simply by embodying your idea of success in each moment? So many people imagine fulfillment will come once they've finally achieved a certain milestone or acquired enough recognition, money, or approval. Yet over and over, the feeling of arrival slips further away, no matter how hard they chase after it. Life can become a cycle of striving and waiting, always putting real happiness just out of reach. It's common to believe success means constantly sacrificing the present for a better, shinier future. But after all the effort and planning, many still find themselves longing for more meaning, deeper joy, or authentic connection with others. This challenge runs deep. Even high achievers and hard workers can quietly feel that their accomplishments do not deliver lasting satisfaction. Many wake up each day stuck in routines that feel almost automatic, performing roles and responsibilities with little genuine excitement or sense of aliveness. The spark that once fueled ambition is replaced by a dull routine. The goals that once promised happiness now seem like moving targets. At the heart of this struggle lies a hidden truth. When we treat life as a race to the next win, we lose sight of who we are becoming and the richness that each day has to offer. Over time, this can create a quiet emptiness, disconnecting you from your core values and making true contentment seem unattainable. You may have caught yourself thinking, "When I finally reach my goal, then I'll be the person I want to be." But postponing fulfillment only perpetuates the sense of lack. The real transformative solution is to flip that story and begin living as if you are already the version of yourself you aspire to be. This is not about denying your ambitions or refusing to set new goals. Instead, it's shifting your focus from constantly striving to purposefully embodying your personal definition of success, right here, right now. You do this by aligning daily actions, choices, and attitudes with your core values and highest vision, no matter how ordinary or challenging your day may be. This approach is deeply empowering because it centers personal growth and happiness on who you are being in each moment, rather than on external achievements or outcomes you can't completely control. The heart of this solution is understanding that you can start to experience the fullness and pride of your dreams today by practicing the habits, thoughts, and gratitude you imagine your successful self would have. When you choose to act as though your vision is already real, showing up with confidence, kindness, discipline, or creativity, you transform moments that might otherwise pass unnoticed into powerful stepping stones toward your purpose. The benefits are profound. Rather than living for some future someday, you discover a steady supply of meaning, joy, and satisfaction woven into the texture of daily life. Over time, each small value-driven action compounds, and you wake up not just chasing a vision, but truly living it. To begin embodying your unique version of success, start by visualizing in detail the kind of person you want to become. Set aside a quiet moment each morning and picture yourself living fully as your best self. Ask simple questions. How does this person approach each day? What attitudes or habits shape their actions? How do they respond to setbacks or celebrate small victories? For 1 week, write down 3 qualities or behaviors that your successful self lives by. These could be courage, gratitude, integrity, or genuine curiosity, and make a conscious effort to weave them into your daily choices. When faced with decisions, pause and ask, what would my most fulfilled, successful self do in this moment? Choose actions that reflect those higher values, even in the smallest tasks. Listening deeply in conversation, respecting your own boundaries, greeting new opportunities with kindness and openness. Take, for example, Laura, who once reserved her creative energy for weekends, promising herself she would really get started once work slowed down or once she felt more like an artist. One morning, she decided to embody her vision instead, making time for 10 minutes of sketching before breakfast and starting each workday with an artist's curiosity. Her sense of achievement and self-respect soared, not because of overnight breakthroughs, but because her daily actions finally aligned with her true identity. Over time, those steady, intentional moments grew into a flourishing portfolio and a deep, daily satisfaction that neither deadlines nor recognition alone could provide. Similarly, David, struggling with a persistent feeling of being stuck in his ordinary job, wrote down how his successful self would show up: mindful, enthusiastic, eager to help others, and attentive to his own goals. He began taking daily steps to embody this at work and found each day infused with new meaning, even before his external circumstances began to shift. The benefits of living out your authentic success in the present are immediate and long-lasting. You no longer rely on external events to give you validation or waiting until perfection arrives. Instead, happiness and fulfillment start to arise naturally from within, as each action affirms your self-worth and propels you further on the journey. This shift ignites greater confidence, resilience, and awareness, making it easier to break old patterns of self-doubt or negativity. By choosing to act from a place of wholeness instead of lack, you invite more creativity, better relationships, and genuine joy into your everyday life. As a practical next step, pick one value that truly resonates with your idea of fulfillment, such as courage, kindness, or gratitude, and write it on a note you can see throughout your day. Let this word guide your choices, from how you handle stress and setbacks to the way you encourage others or care for yourself. At the end of the week, reflect on how consistently you lived out this value and how it changed the tone of your days. Celebrate those moments, understanding that each effort you make is a powerful affirmation that you are already living successfully and fully. This journey is never about perfection. It is about progress, presence, and personally defined achievement. Remind yourself often. Living fully means finding reasons to celebrate the ordinary as much as the extraordinary, giving yourself permission to grow step by intentional step. If you're ready to deepen this practice and continue evolving alongside our intentional community, subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel, give this content a like, and share your own experiences or suggestions in the comments. Keep choosing each day to embody your best self, knowing that fulfillment truly belongs to those who live with purpose in the present moment. As you've discovered throughout this book, living intentionally and fully is not about grand gestures or distant achievements, but about weaving gratitude, purpose, and mindful action into every day. We have explored how to ignite your inner purpose, design a meaningful blueprint, set bold intentions, establish momentum-building habits, focus your energy, adapt with persistence, celebrate small victories, and ultimately embody your vision of daily success. Every step you take on this journey opens more room for growth, fulfillment, and genuine joy. Thank you for investing your attention and time with us as you move closer to your best self. If these insights inspired you, or helped clarify your path, please take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts or experiences in the comments, and subscribe to the Intentional Prosperity channel. Your engagement supports our community and encourages others to join the journey to intentional, daily success.